Well, good afternoon, everyone. Just pulled onto the Channel Parkway here in Penticton, home. Running solo this week. Starting early today because, well, I got a long way to go if I want to unload 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Is that just dust behind me? I think it's just dust. It's so dry now. Big truck like this, I touch that white line like this, yeah, creates a dust cloud. So I'm like, is something smoking back there? I'm like, all the tires are moving when I pulled, so. Just staying home this week, working on taxes. We finally got our T4, or else we would have filled it out a month ago. Excuse me. Pull up my sunglasses here. It's pretty bright. Man, snow is almost all gone here in Penticton. Under some trees in the shades, there's a little bit left, but we are almost clear of snow right in the bottom. The mountains obviously still have snow, but down here it's almost gone. Plus 12 degrees outside. It's just a beautiful day. I'd say we have a solid a little harder on the brake there than I intended to, but I'd say 6.5 hours of drive time to get to our destination. Unload in Erickson tomorrow morning at 7. There we go. I have to wait for all those cars to clear because I need both lanes to make the corner. I was nervous about doing that in the US because apparently in some states you're not allowed to make a right-hand turn on a red. Every now and then there'll be a sign here where it says we're not allowed to, but as a rule we're allowed to turn on a right. Give him as much room as I can. Are you turning off? No? Okay, good. I'd have something to say about that if you did. Drives me nuts when people pass and then turn off. Just like this, they're turning in too early. I usually leave a lot bigger space than this to, like more like this. Here, that'd be a good time to turn in. Leave a little more space so that if I have to slam on the brakes, I'm not going to drive right through you. Highway 97, southbound of Penticton, right along Skaha Lake. Oh, I see a boat out there. Still ice on some little part of the lake, but beautiful valley. This is Skaha Lake, not Okanagan Lake. If you look on a map though, you can see that Skaha Lake and Okanagan Lake used to be one lake. Penticton is separating what used to be one lake. Penticton is very swampy in the lower layers of Skaha Lake is a lot more shallow than Okanagan Lake. Okanagan Lake is deep. I think Penticton was formed from all the mudslides, sand slides into the, because going up towards Apex, that whole valley, all that mud had to go in somewhere. And then on the other side, I'm not even sure what that valley's called, but the Carmi, there's a big cut there too. All that mud had to go somewhere, so you got these two big valleys that poured all their mud into a lake. I'm sure that's what created Penticton, filled in the lake there and made it possible to build a town many a year ago. Makes a big difference having a maxed out load, like a real full solid load, versus one that's close to solid. It's quite a big difference. A couple thousand kilogram, all of a sudden you're just crawling up these hills. So 6.5 hours might be lucky if it's 6.5 hours. To fuel up too. I think I'll just top off and I'm still over half a tank of DEF. Well, maybe I'll top it off as well. I'll stop in Oliver, fuel up there, and then when we get to Creston, I'll top off one more time. That way we're full for the morning. At least if we get there in a reasonable time. Friday. We actually had a little excitement after the last video on Friday. Just remember I did that load secure along Highway 1 and everything on the truck was looking good. By the time we got to Kamloops, at the brake check there, I walked around and did the same check and I had a flat tire that was off the bead flat. Luckily the thing wasn't falling apart type of flat. Our CMP doing a speed check there, that's awesome. People speed like crazy down this road. Wouldn't expect them to do that on a Sunday afternoon. Although I think if they want to catch people speeding, they should be on East Side Road. Because that's a fun road to drive fast on. Especially if you would have a nimble little sports car or motorcycle, that would be quite enjoyable to go fast on that. Luckily for me, I don't have a motorcycle or a nimble sports car. So I'd like to avoid speeding tickets. Keep that record clean. Oh, who's dropped their trailers off here? Pinter 4. Don't think it's a Sutco trailer. It doesn't feel like a Sutco trailer. I often drop my trailers there when it's convenient, but this time we came in from the north, so it wouldn't be convenient. But yeah, anyway, I had a flat tire. So literally right after the brake check, there's a scale. And behind the scale, there's a good spot to get it repaired. So I walked down to the scale house, told them what was going on. That way they didn't see a flat tire as I pulled through and give me a ticket. So I pulled through the scale. My drives, I think, were like 30 kilograms over. My bridge was 50 kilograms over. And my pup was, I think, about 500, 600 kilogram under. So my weight's pretty darn good, but technically, with one tire flat on the bridge, I was way overweight. So that's why you go in, have a chat with them first, make sure they understand that I can pull around, get it fixed, make sure they're okay with that. Because I've heard some scales that'll ticket you, even if you've talked to them. But I talked to them, I trusted them, they seemed nice guys. I didn't have a flat tire at Cache Creek or that along Highway 1 there, just east of Cache Creek, so I went flat somewhere between there and Kamloops. Not a long distance. It's amazing how fast they go flat. I have no idea what happened to it. It wasn't shredded up or anything, it was just off the beat, and it said there was damage on the inside that wasn't repairable. I'm like, I'm no tire expert, I'll believe them. It looked like there was damage, so okay, let's grab a bunch of gears here. This is a steep hill down, and if I'm this heavy and pushing, I'm gonna need some gears. It's actually holding it pretty good. I still need to be a little slower. Still slowing down. Let's give it a little brake, 5 psi. Get down to 50 kilometers for this corner. Hopefully I'll grab one more gear here. There it is. I don't think I've seen a rollover here yet this year, so that's kind of nice. See rollovers here all the time. Down into OK Falls. Nice little community. course, on the pre-trip today, I saw one of my lights isn't working. I wiggled the wires and I saw the wire isn't connected properly. It's corroded, so I'm just have to cut the wires on both ends and put them together. So I figure I'll do that once I get to my destination, just in case I don't have time. It's not a out of service type of defect. If I have to wait a day or two to get it fixed, I can do that. Simple wire like that is easy enough for me to just fix on the road. I wonder if Tickleberries is open yet. I have to remember Erickson is quite the mud hole. Where am I going to park? Maybe I'll park up top, repair stuff down up there, and then just before I go to bed, go pull down to the bottom where we unload. Might do that. That way I can work in a relatively clean environment. And it looked like Tickleberries was open. There's lots of people there, so. That'll be simple as just cut the wires, pull out the connectors with the shrink tubing already attached to it. I'm going to crimp them, grab my lighter, shrink it on there, should be good to go. That's my fault it's corroded. I fixed that one last time. I replaced the light on that one last time during a road closure where they were doing avalanche control on Kootenai Pass. Pretty quick there, bud. Pretty quick. Doing full speed limit here. Okay. Did it relatively safely. So I rushed the job a little too much. I must have not sealed the shrink tubing properly and got corroded. Maybe I'll do the shrink tubing thing and then throw a little electrical tape over top as well. Someone's dropped the trailers here. Interesting place to drop trailers. Blue tarps, is that Chambers? Yeah, DCT Chambers. It's fully loaded. Strange. Must live nearby and kayaking this lake that's coming up. I must be tired. It was definitely a short weekend because I can't remember the name of this lake. Currently, completely eludes me. It's funny how the brain does that. It's a short weekend. Ended up playing video game way too long. All I got done on the weekend was video games, budget, shopping. That's it. Showers, food, and sleep. Other than that. See if one of these signs says what lake this is. because Vasu Lake, of course Vasu Lake, of course that's the name, Vasu Lake. V-A-S-E-U-X, Vasu. I guess the X is silent. It's a protected lake, no motors allowed in it. So it's fun to kayak in there. You don't have to worry about any boats speeding around. I enjoy kayaking in like Kalamalka Lake too, and Okanagan Lake, Skaha Lake. But you have to always be watching for boats zipping around because you're down so close to the water, there's a good chance they can't see you. Especially when the waves start getting a little bigger. And honestly, it's so much fun when the waves are really big. That is fun being in Okanagan Lake during a storm. Lots of fun. I like storms. I don't know why, I've always enjoyed storms. Every few years there ends up being a chip truck or a logging truck in the lake over here on this corner, which is always so bad for the bird and the fish. Always damages the lake every time it happens. Just slow down to 40, guys. Just slow down. It doesn't take more than a few seconds. Just slow down a little bit more. And then, of course, you got the lake that's protected. On the other side, it is on the left-hand side here. On the other side of this fence is Bighorn Sheep protected area. Island in Vasu Lake. There's a cabin on the island. Oh, it looks like the cabin's got a tarp over top of it. A huge blue tarp. Must have had a leak or something and they did a temporary fix. I've often wondered if we're allowed to get off and onto the island or if it's all private property. Took a little while for the little car to get his throttle, but he got there. So if you're gonna cut off someone, you better know where your throttle is. Don't have a problem if you're gonna cut in front of me. If you're gonna find your throttle and move. Won't be long before we see these orchards blooming. It should be beautiful, lots of pink and white. But thank you guys for watching. That cliff up right in front of us here, I believe it is called McIntyre Bluff. I think. If you guys enjoyed today's video, hit that thumbs up. We're seeing a lot more sun on Sundays, and if I'm starting to drive at 2 p.m. already, we got time to shoot a video on Sunday as well. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Very likely we're going over Kootenai Pass, but who knows, we might be going to Calgary or something like that too. I'd be happy with both. Although a Calgary run would be pretty cool. I would enjoy a Calgary run. you guys had a good weekend. I guess you guys are still having a weekend. Enjoy the rest of your good weekend. And thanks for watching. And for all your comments. Much appreciated.